everybody. Liz here. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to, what day is this of my challenge? Day 12. Day 12 of my 15-day gratitude challenge. Yeah, playing a little gospel house today. Like I said, I'm not like a connoisseur of gospel music or anything, but this jam always lifts my soul. This is Higher by Vanessa Williams, remixed by Steve Silk Hurley of JM Silk fans, for JM Silk fame, for all my club heads out there. Okay, sorry, I just have to take a dance break real quick. All right, let me turn Miss Vanessa down so we could talk. I don't know, for some reason I felt that was a great, this one, love this song. It's part of my gospel adjacent quarantine playlist. Let me give that to you just for being here. Drop the link in to the comments, handle that piece of business. And if you're new here, I am going live for 15 days straight. This is day 12 of going live 15 days in a row to channel gratitude and manifest gratitude. And for about 15 minutes every night, I go live on Facebook and I take you inside my own gratitude practice, and I focus on one thing that I'm grateful for. Then I give you a little bit of homework in terms of how you can action that same concept in your life. So today is day 12. Let's recap really quickly what we covered the first 11 days, and all the replays are on my Facebook page at Ian Tillman, or on Instagram at Ian Tillman, or on my YouTube channel. And you can grab them there if you missed any. So day 1 was about being thankful for relationships, and we talked about creativity. Then we talked about time, technology, leadership, teams and teamwork. Movement was something we wanted to be thankful for. Purpose, confidence. That's episode 9. We had a lot of fun with that one. Having fun with some Mr. Lou Rawls jamming out. 10 was about being thankful for pressure. Day 11 yesterday was being thankful for no and the power of no. So that brings me to today's topic, which is about change, being thankful for change. What a amazing, incredible, outrageous, unpredictable, fluid moment of change we all are blessed to be living in right now, with this pandemic. Most of us in our lifetimes have never experienced anything like this that has totally changed, altered, disrupted our lives and how we live. And I'm just here to tell you that, it's scary times, but we shouldn't fear change, right? Does that make sense? Change, like somebody famously said, is the only constant in the universe. It's the only thing you can count on that will happen, is that something else will change and something else will happen, right? Change is the process through which acorns blossom into mighty oaks, caterpillars blossom and grow into magnificent butterflies, right? So we shouldn't fear change. If anything, we should embrace it and accept it. And this session tonight is about learning to appreciate change. We are going through a growth process. All of us are changing how we operate every single day. And if you're lucky enough to still have a job, you're changing the way that you work. Be thankful for that you can change the way that you work so you can continue to pay your bills and feed your family and live, right? Keep a roof over your head. Be thankful for the fact that, I know we're all like wearing masks and gloves and things like that when we go to the grocery store, but be thankful that we can, right? That there are things that we can do to protect ourselves in this moment. And be thankful that you're adapting to what's happening out here in the universe, because if you weren't, consider the alternative. That's not good. The best thing to do is to accept, embrace change. Now, I get it. It's stressful. Change is stressful, but that's why I did a whole session on pressure for day 10, right? So there's tips and insights over there that you can grab. Maybe I'll pop the link in when I'm done. But you know, I once heard somebody say, sometimes we have to get comfortable with the idea of being uncomfortable for a while. And that's exactly this moment that we're living in. And it's just a moment. There'll be another moment after this, and then another one after that, and another one after that. And if we're blessed, if we're lucky, we'll be here to see all of those moments. When I think about what's going on in the world today, I think about my dad. Some of you guys knew him, some of you didn't. But my dad was born in 1917. That's 1917. And he passed away in 2017. He lived to be over 100 years old. Think of how much change he saw and lived through in the world. But what does that tell you about him? You know, he was on Facebook, not regularly, but he was on Facebook. He had a cell phone. He never quite learned how to text. But he used email. None of these things existed. He used online banking. You know, like his generation kept, you know, he was in the keep your money in the mattress generation. You know, he remembered when there weren't refrigerators, when there was literally an ice box. They had a box and they put this big block of ice underneath it to keep your food cold. Imagine that. He remembers a world without cable television and you know, the internet and things that we just take for granted. And if he can live through all of that, and people have lived through worlds and worlds and worlds of change, we can get through this moment. We can. Segueing a little bit into homework, but the trick is you have to not fear change. That's the most important thing that you can do, and not fearing change is well under your control. And if you need to tap into your faith, if that happens, if you need to tap into your friends, your family, you need a support system, do that. Start getting comfortable with the idea that change is a gift from the universe. It's part of it's like the air we breathe. It's as natural as that. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. And the moment you start thinking of change that way, you stop taking it personally. You start living in fear and being defensive, right? So we have to change the way we think about change, okay? And start thinking of it more as evolution, transformation, right? Because those are powerful concepts. Those are empowering concepts. Those are much healthier ways to think about change. And sometimes change just happens. It's not personal. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just something that happens, like the sun rises and the sun sets, the world changes, and we're living in a moment of just very significant moment of change in our collective history as humans right now. So that's the first thing. I'm going to encourage you tonight to not fear change. Okay. The second thing is silence the self-doubt and the worry. And, you know, in business, we talk about this thing called an inner critic. That's, you know, like I love cartoons. So you know how there's like the cartoon of the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other side. And that inner critic is the little devil figure sitting on your one shoulder talking about, you can't do that. What if this happens? What if that happens? Yeah. Creating all these doubts and worries based on nothing, no data, no information, no experience, no anything, just swirling around in your head. You have to learn how to go like this to him, pluck him and like just make him go away, or just tell him, be quiet, not listening to you, okay? And ramp up the things that give you strength, right? That's what my playlist is all about. It's about keeping you lifted and encouraged. That's what series like this are all about. That's what talking to your friends and your family and leaning into your village is all about, right? You have to find ways to remind yourself that you will be okay. There's a bigger plan that's in place for you. It's already predetermined. You know, and I'm not trying to get all religious or anything, but I'm just telling you how I see the world. So you stop worrying about things that are beyond your control. You can't control all the change that's swirling around you, but you can control. You have 110% full control over how you respond to it. And part of that response is, or the most important part of that response is going to be governed by how you think about it, which is why I'm talking about what I'm talking about tonight. So don't fear change. Learn to accept it and embrace it as part of the universe that we live in, and silence the self-doubt and the worry and your inner critic. Okay. And what I'm going to challenge you to do is, if you're feeling a lot of stress and anxiety in this moment, and I get it, I have my moments too, but turn back, like I said, to day 10, watch the replay. There's some great tips in there, but I'm going to give you another one that wasn't in day 10. Start your own gratitude journal. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be a piece of paper. It could be, you could write it on index cards. And every day, write down at least one thing. Challenge yourself to write down one thing that you are grateful for that's happening in this moment of change. Because of this moment of change that we're living in, start every day with this prompt. And I'll drop this in the comments so you have it handy at your disposal. But write down, because of this moment of change that we are currently living in, I can ... or I am thankful for ... and fill in as many things as you can. Try it at least one a day. At least, I'm sure you can find one thing a day to put into that gratitude journal. And at the end of the day, you'll be looking at it and you'll say, wow, you know what? I have a lot to be thankful for. Right? I got up this morning. I'm getting more opportunity to exercise. I'm connecting with my friends using technology. I'm challenging myself creatively in terms of being innovative with how I'm doing normal things and average things. You know, I'm doing them differently, but kudos to me because I'm being innovative and creative, right? Like, so do that. Keep your own gratitude journal and hit me up here on Facebook or in the comments or something and let me know how it's going. I think sometimes we have to remember to celebrate, the small victories and to honor our achievements, honor the fact that you're still standing, that you're still here, that you're still getting up to see something, right? That be grateful to have something to complain about, that you can't go outside. Be thankful that you have a place to be stuck inside at, during the quarantine, that you're not, homeless or whatever. There's so many things that you can find to be grateful for every day because of this pandemic. All right. I'll leave the prompt for your journal in the comments when I'm done broadcasting tonight. And, I just really wanted to leave that with you tonight. That's my message. So, yeah. And you know what? I'm also going to drop a link back into my Are You Manifesting Gratitude video, because I think that's a great reminder. It's a good foundation for this challenge. It puts it all in context, and it's a much deeper dive into how manifesting gratitude works. But keep your journal. Don't be afraid. And silence the doubt and the worry, because it literally is all in your head, which is fine because you control your thoughts. You control what's in your head, right? That's the best thing and the worst thing about it. It's all up to you how you think about it. Okay? So that's my message for you tonight. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Thank you for viewing. And come back tomorrow. I'll be back here for day 13. We're hitting the home stretch, guys, of my 15-day gratitude challenge. And I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great evening, everybody. Good night.